I mean,
is that our theme song or something? Because I vote for a better theme song.
Yeah, that's old school. If anybody knows what that is, let me know.
That sounds like freaking Family Feud.
That Price is Right?
Yeah, The Price is Right or something. Family Feud. Yeah, Family Feud. Yep, you're right.
Isn't that show still on TV though?
It's still on TV. Yes, it is.
I saw Price is Right on TV today. Wow. Drew Carey has pure white hair now. He looks like a younger Bob Barker now. It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
You're probably wondering, like, what kind of opening is this? So yeah, that was the impromptu opening for you guys there, and yeah, welcome to Team Red Talks. I'll be your host today, Coupon Strives, the Struggle Diva, because she's no longer. I'm Struggle Diva until I get my game up, and then I'll be back to Gaming Diva. But we're gonna go ahead and introduce the panel here. We'll start with Miss Nia. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl Nia, the video game her, and yeah, man, let's get into these topics, man. We got some interesting topics tonight.
Alrighty, and we're gonna go ahead on over to my boy over here. Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? Active Sin here. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. I am playing a Sonic game right now.
Sega!
Sega! And fun fact, Sega had nothing to do with this game, which is why it's actually good. But yes, we're going to have a lot of fun things to talk about today. About Nintendo, of course, as that's what we do here. And we have our special guest, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Go ahead.
Hey there, folks. T here. Back again. Thanks, you guys, for having me on. And I was supposed to be on last week, but my wife had me realize that it was our anniversary. Midway through the day, I completely forgot.
It happened.
The funny thing is, like, we planned it like 8811 is like, you know, when we got married, and so we planned it that way, so I remember, but I ended up forgetting anyway.
Forgot anyway. Rip the dream. Alrighty then. So he's here today, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our topics. For the first topic, we're just gonna run down some Nintendo downloads between August 10th to now. So these are games that are on the eShop currently. Right now, Troll and I Troll and I has just been released today.
I think that one's physical too, right?
It had a physical copy.
Okay, so it does have it has a physical copy. We'll talk a little more about that in a little bit here, but that's also in the eShop. We also have Sonic Mania also in the eShop, and also a physical copy.
Not yet.
Wait, not yet. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
Not yet. It's
not yet for the Switch. Oh, okay, gotcha.
In general, there's not one.
No,
there's a collector's edition, but it's still a digital code.
It's still digital. Oh my Jesus. Okay, well, there's that. Then they have the Iron Cast. We got Flip Wars, Phantom Trigger, Rocket.
That game looks cool. I want to get that.
That does.
I want Phantom Trigger too.
I might check it out. It's $14.99.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad. Rocket Fist, which is $9.99. Severed, which is $14.99. What?
That game.
What game? Severed?
Severed.
Apparently King of Fighters 2000. I actually like that one. I might have to check that out. That's $7.99. And then we have some a demo here, which is going to be the Rayman Legends Definitive Edition.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because you know Rayman.
It's actually a good game, but not for $40.
And I'm not gonna go over the rest because it's for 3DS, I guess 3DS eShop stuff. I guess I'll give you guys a heads up. There's what is this Elminage? Elminage original or something or other. What is it? I don't even know. And then a demo for the 3DS is also the Monster Hunter Stories, and we don't talk about the Wii U. It's dead.
The Wii U got games?
Apparently it got games. I don't care.
Oh, snap.
Oh, damn.
It looks like...
No, I was like, I wasn't even trying to throw shade. I was just genuinely asking. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's two. If anybody's interested, Soldier Blade and Final Soldier.
Ah.
Is it me or is that Rocket Fish game have like Rocket League's font and they're trying to use
Rocket Fist.
It looks pretty similar.
Yeah. Copyright.
It does, doesn't it? Oh my goodness.
Kind of like Rocket League, like hit 9 million users this year.
That's
did it?
Crazy.
Mm.
That's insane.
Oh, that crossplay though.
Right?
Oh wait, nothing. Anyway,
Yeah, there ain't no crossplay if you want Sony.
I was trying not to go there, dude. But anyway,
It gotta be clear.
gotta be clear, I guess. So we're gonna move on along here. Some more game talk. We got the NBA 2K18 will include teams from all 30 franchises. So NBA 2K18 is going to feature all-time teams for all 30 NBA franchises. These teams will include the best players in each team's history. Teams can be edited via roster creator and can also be used to start a 30-team all-team My League. 2K didn't release a list of the players for the all-time teams feature yet, but that info should be coming shortly. So that's interesting news for all you 2K18 folks out there. Hopefully there's some fans. I'm just not a sports girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
That's good. I hope enough people do support it. I really do. It's just I can't, bring myself to purchase something I know I'm not too interested in. But that is good news. That is definitely good
They're
news.
actually getting the full version.
I am glad about that. Is
We
there?
haven't
Seen it yet, but it's coming.
And we don't know about the graphics
I
yet.
don't know. I mean, I'd like to see what we got coming, but
See what it looks like, but at
know,
least it has the content. That's all that
guess we'll
matters.
get there. I guess we'll get there. In other news, Disgaea 5 Complete passes 100K sales on Nintendo Switch, which is a good thing. So Disgaea 5 Complete, released alongside the Switch in Japan and in May in the West, provides a huge amount of quirky, complex strategy gameplay for those that embrace its niche approach to storytelling. We enjoyed it enough to give a recommendation in our review. It's proven to be reasonably successful release too, by its hefty price, and limited physical retail stock hasn't helped its cause. Nippon Ichi Software has reported that sales of the game have passed 100K units worldwide, as the game never cracked the top 20 in the media create charts in Japan. It seems a decent proportion of those sales will have been to gamers in the North America and PAL territories. So this is awesome news. Glad for it. I plan on picking it up at some point. I just can't get it right now, struggle. But yeah, definitely gonna get that. I will definitely support.
Still
that.
60.
I just hope it goes down, but
It's
yeah,
worth
it
it.
is.
I mean, it has all the.
It is.
stuff.
It does have everything. So I mean, I'm okay with that, but at the same time,
Yeah.
kind of
Too
sort
many
of.
games to buy.
Yeah, so many games, so I gotta wait it. So this the troll and I, the guide, simple. I hate this thing. I didn't want to talk about it, but it's funny. Okay, so a simple fix for a game-breaking bug in Troll and I on the Switch, apparently. Troll and I is out now on the Switch for anybody who cares. We'll just talk about the bug and go from there. So the bug happens about 10 to 15 minutes in after the main character slides right after the main character slides down a hill in a quasi QTE sequence. You kill your first enemy and score a clearing for crafting items, but when you have to leap over a hill to go to the next area, the game falls into an endless loading screen. I've tried moving around on the hill.
That shit is trash.
Wow.
On the Switch, we don't have time for this garbage.
Where is the quality control? My God!
Like Nintendo, what happened? What happened to your quality control stick?
Crazy.
So I'm gonna finish reading. I've tried moving around on the hill a little bit to see if jumping off at a different spot would help, but no luck. I tried reloading about 5 times on normal difficulty to no avail, so I restarted the game on both easy and hard to see if I could surpass the bug, but it's the same end result. We believe that it is due to a memory leak in the Switch OS. If users are experiencing issues, they can fix them by hard resetting the system. You do this by holding down the power button, then selecting power options and turn off. The next time you boot the game, any issue should be fixed. Hopefully.
Wow.
But if you're playing this game, God save the Queen. I don't know.
So like that happens to everyone.
Apparently. It's a all across the board thing.
Huh.
So that's a game breaking, but why is this even game?
And it's part of a
I mean, we can
QT,
talk
so you
about the
can't even avoid
positives.
it.
You know, the positives of the game is that we won't get as robbed as the other version because it's $20 cheaper, I think, on the
This
Switch.
is true. This is
How much
true.
is that game? Like 40 or something?
Yeah, it's 30, I think.
30.
Right? I think it came out at 50 on PS4 and Xbox One.
Damn, they got robbed.
Oh, they got robbed.
That game should be
It looks like a freeware game developer kit.
I mean, they only got robbed if they buy it, so
that's true.
There's
true. I
that.
don't think anybody bought it.
Well, yeah,
I don't either. People don't play games these days.
This game would be good.
I was hoping.
You were hoping this game would be good. I wasn't looking at this game.
When I first heard about it, I was like, okay, well, the premise is interesting, you know.
Right.
I just kind of felt like it was gonna be one of those games that it wouldn't be like mind blowing.
Of course.
You would have some decent fun with it.
I just never had any. I just had no radar for this game. When I saw it and heard about it, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. More power for those who want to buy it."
Yeah, I like the idea of it. Like it
had an interesting concept, though.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah,
I'll give it that definitely, but I wasn't looking at it like that. Now, if it had gotten a little bit of hype behind it, maybe I would have poked my foot into the pool and checked it out. But I'm good. I'll stay on the side.
Some games like come into the Switch that are getting like no advertisement at all. They just kind of appear.
Yeah, it's been a lot of those
like
lately.
Sever just came out of nowhere.
Well, I guess kind of understand why it didn't get
it's kind of a weird setup, isn't it?
Yeah,
that one's handheld only. That's
why they need to.
Not a fan of it.
Yeah, they need to let people know about the the handheld only games, at least for like eShops and stuff like that.
I heard you guys talk about that. It's a good idea.
Definitely do that, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. So yeah, the Troll and I is out. Enjoy that. Nintendo now lets you pick your own Switch color combos. This is in Japan only for right now, but I would hope they would bring this over. So there's a Nintendo Japanese store, which is allowing you to go in and pick your Joy-Con colors and all sorts of different like setups from black, red, pink, yellow, green, like all sorts of stuff. It's both the Joy-Cons and the little Joy-Con grips as well. And you can kind of go in and get that. How much is this stuff? I'm pretty sure it's pricey because, I mean, it's custom.
Is it from Nintendo?
I don't think it's from Nintendo. Each of the, let me see if
it seems like it's probably a third-party company.
The page is on Nintendo's Japanese store, it says.
What are they?
From them.
It's from Nintendo.
So they're official controllers.
Yeah, it's on their it's on their website. Yeah, I'm looking
at it. It's like Xbox's game controller.
Game controller thing. Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah,
it's pretty much that. Yep.
That's cool.
That's cool. Bring it over here.
Cool. I want some.
I want
to make one.
Because the problem is you don't want to see like the Joy-Cons that don't sell in the store, like weird color, so this is a smart way to do it. That way they don't have to like stock up stores with colors nobody's gonna buy.
I love this. I want the yellow.
This is so cool. They got purple in there. They're trash.
I want personal engravings like on the Xbox. So one
that would be nice.
One Joy-Con will say Switch, other will say one will say Switch, other says Gang.
Switch Gang. Switch Gang.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that'd be great.
I love this. Oh my god.
This is like the old days when they used to have colorful colorful consoles. Right?
Yeah, it would be nice if they bring that back.
N64 era.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And like this is the console to do it with.
Like N64 was like, oh my god, they were so crazy with all the colors and different types. You had Pikachu in 64s and all sorts of stuff. So this is very nice.
They're gonna do that.
They should do that if they better. They need to. It really needs to happen. I'll sell my Switch and get a new one with colors. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you can just buy the Joy-Cons.
No, I mean if they actually color the whole Switch.
Oh, the actual unit.
Yeah, the
that's
actual
coming
unit.
too. That's gonna be.
That'll come eventually.
It'll come eventually, but I'm not gonna actually
probably be next holiday or something
for that. Yeah, that's not happening.
I would love a white Switch.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That would look really nice.
That would be interesting.
Because of course I had a white Wii. And then when the Wii U came out, I was like, okay, I want black because I'm kind of tired of white. I had white for a whole gen. But now I'm like, you know what? Now I would be okay with
I want a white one just so it'll match my phone. That's all.
I probably wouldn't use them though, because I don't want to like get them all dingy and stuff. I just kind of want them to look at for aesthetics. I think that'll look pretty nice.
Alrighty.
It matters that it matches your phone because you need it for voice chat. So
Exactly.
Why did you remind us?
Stop. You're not allowed. Get out. We have to kick him out now. Oh man, the worst invention ever. 2 steps, like 15 steps forward and like a whole decade back.
I think it's like 17% of people are using that app. That's it.
It's went down. It went down again. It's constantly going down. Apparently,
I removed it from my phone because I just.
I've been removed. Yeah, I didn't even download.
I like it for Splatoon, like to keep the stats.
Actually, I never downloaded it. I decided I didn't really need to. Yeah.
Yeah, the
let you know what maps are coming up.
Cool.
You don't have to
like the I like the program itself for like that reason, but like the voice chat reason is just stupid. That's the part that I don't like. Everything else is fine, like, you know, calling people in and setting up, you know, games and all that stuff. I like that. That's fine. But me talking to you through my phone.
We need Discord on Switch.
Like,
Discord on Switch.
Discord people would
do it now.
Man.
They asked to, didn't they?
Well, somebody asked them, and they were like, "Hey, we'll consider it. Just put it on our forum and see how much thumbs up it gets, and we'll prioritize it if it seems like it's a big thing." That's basically what they said.
Yeah.
Even if they wanted to, I don't think Nintendo would allow them to.
If they're going to allow that one guy with the streaming app for,
there's no way that's actually going to come out.
He seems pretty confident.
I have my reservations about him because he's never come out and just said that Nintendo is allowing it. It's almost like he's trying to do it some kind of back way, and I'm not for that.
Yeah. It might be just like a publicity thing. Maybe he's going to be like, you know, because it's supposed to be free, I think, right?
Yeah.
And maybe he's just kind of doing it. It's going to be one of those situations where it's like what's the thing on Wii that people use to like pirate and stuff?
Homebrew.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a homebrew situation.
That's what I feel like it's gonna be, and I don't want that. I don't want a soft mod.
I want like an official thing, like in the eShop that you can download.
Yeah, like make it an actual thing.
Because, like, I don't know, I don't want to hack my damn Switch.
Right?
They're just gonna like release a software update that'll totally obliterate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I'll have to redo it every time.
Right.
Like what?
That's what I'm worried about. Because he won't. Yeah. He never specifically says that Nintendo is allowing him to do this.
Right. And that's the fear behind it. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, it's great that you're doing it, but
it might be a situation where he can't say that. So
that's also
that's also true. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I would really enjoy that.
I really hope it would. I really hope it's a thing.
Yeah,
I hope it's a thing, but this is Nintendo we're talking about, so I'm just kind of like,
Nintendo is allowing crossplay. That would have gone.
Yeah, really. So there's a lot. It's like a lot because it's like Nintendo's doing things you never expected them to do, but at the same time they're still doing the same old kind of stuff in between. So it's like, so it's like, damn it, you got us on our seats. Like, can we not?
The crossplay thing benefits Nintendo because you still have to buy the game from them.
Yeah, obviously.
This shit doesn't benefit them at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
They're buying the game off Steam and just playing it on their Switch. So
it's not helping them.
Yeah. We'll see.
Now, but how it would benefit them is if they have to actually get some kind of like revenue. If they put it on their, Switch, they would have to get some kind of.
Yeah, if they charge you on the eShop.
They could charge it, but it's an app.
This could be a selling point for people who
for the Switch, yeah.
For PC guys, like, I love the game on the go on my Switch or something, and that'd be a selling point. So. But
it's also a thing with other people. They still have to remember you got to have a good PC for this.
Oh yeah.
If Nintendo were smart, they should
talk to him.
And like maybe make it to where maybe the app is paid. Maybe it's like a slight charge. Maybe like no more than $10 for the app just to use, and they're sharing the profits with Nintendo because otherwise, like you said, if Nintendo's not
getting anything from it,
they're probably not gonna be for it.
And they could definitely use it as a selling point. Like, hey, people will pay this flat fee. They could use it, stream their games. And then now we can also advertise, hey, the Switch also has Rain, blah, 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 and whatever. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good selling point. Definitely. I'd get it for that.
Yeah, I would totally use Rainway on my Switch.
Oh hell yeah! If it came out, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's almost pretty much the only way you're gonna get third-party games, anyways.
I mean, it's kind of true.
I mean, I don't care about all that. I just want to.
I mean, well, some people do.
Stream to my Switch.
This is true.
Well, damn it! Why can't I go this way?
Wait, hold on 1 second. Okay, I was just checking something, making sure this article's not fake. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the other topics. GameStop gets major Nintendo Switch restock in the US, but only in stores, and that was today. So if you didn't go out and get it today, guess what? You're SOL, because I'm pretty sure they're sold out.
They're probably sold out on it.
I'm pretty freaking sure they're sold out. But yeah, so
I wonder how many they got.
Yeah.
Inside sources say they only like 5 a store.
Jesus.
So
though it says they get a major restock.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
maybe company wide 5 times 400 stores.
Okay, look, being a former worker at GameStop, for the most part, in-store associates will sit up there and hide stuff or hold stuff back or won't put something in the system. They'll say they have like 2 or 3 and they actually have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 because they hold some behind. Yeah, it's shady as heck because that's how I got my Switch. But hey, but I don't work for them no more, so I don't give a shit. So that's how they do that. So yeah, you gotta haggle. You gotta, if you want something, you can definitely get in there and be like, hey, you guys said you had this many in the store. It wasn't that many that was sold. Why the hell? What the frick? So that's what happens. That's what they do.
That's pretty fucked up.
I didn't work.
It is pretty fucked up.
He was a manager, and they do that. Yeah.
Yep, they definitely do that because I definitely had to do that for mine. And I'm not sorry about it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I had to get mine.
Because you would have been like these other people and like, dang, I can't find
because
one.
Either way, I would have still been sitting out in front of a GameStop as an employee waiting to get it. I had to. For my Switch, I still had to wait in line to get it. But I already had it on pre-order. I made them put it on pre-order instead of them holding it behind the, without putting it in stock because they were going to do that. And I was like, no, put it on pre-order for me, please. I want to actually have it on pre-order. So I did it the right way, but I did it still behind the counter type of deal. Before people started asking for pre-orders and stuff, I got mine. And then we started opening up for pre-orders and stuff. So that's how I got mine. So whatever.
Whatever works.
Hey, whatever works. But I got mine, so I ain't worried about you. Evil, I know. So evil. She's so evil.
Cold-blooded.
I mean, but yeah. So I think they're sold out more than likely, obviously. So if you manage to find any, let people know because there's some WalMarts with, strangely enough, that have like Switches just sitting on shelves that nobody know about in like rural areas. I've seen on Facebook. Yeah. People are like posting pictures. Yeah, they're posting pictures. They're like, hey, there's a Switch here. If I'm at this location and stuff, and people are like, oh, thanks, and they run off and go and get them. So check Facebook because Facebook is the place where you're gonna find some niche places that might still have them.
That too.
I've been seeing a lot of that lately. I'm like, how is there a Switch sitting here?
That's gonna happen in smaller towns.
In small towns,
I never see one. I live in a small town. I never ever see one at the Walmart.
Damn,
I probably check 3 times a week.
That's so weird. It's just weird because I saw like 2 people recently post something. They're like, hey, I just went to Walmart and there's some Switches here. There's like 2 or 3 Switches just sitting in the cabinet. I'm like, wait, what? They posted the location of the place and there's like a couple people that were actually in the area. They're like, oh, I'm in my car now. I'm going.
I've seen it in Walmart once since launch. Other than that, I've never seen one in a store.
I've never seen one in stock ever. Wow. But like, I do see people looking out for other people online. I think that's kind of nice.
I think that's cool. That's pretty cool.
I saw one in GameStop once.
That's probably people who already got theirs though, so they're just like, hey.
Yeah, he's like, I got 2 of them. Let people know. It's like, man, you're gonna have no problem selling those. You don't. I don't have to let anybody know.
Right?
They'll be sold in minutes.
Yeah, before you even let someone know, the next 2 people that walk in the door will probably pick them up. You'll be fine. You'll be okay.
They're long gone now. So.
So EA. So we got some EA business to talk about. EA is testing Switch support with the FIFA and others, whatever these others are.
These imaginary others.
These imaginary games.
These imaginary games. So I'm gonna just get to the nitty gritty of this little article here, and this is a quote. This in a recent interview with Electronic Arts Worldwide Studios Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund, I probably said his name wrong, he spoke about EA and the Nintendo Switch in detail, and I quote, I've made people repeatedly publicly aware that I'm a gigantic Nintendo fanboy. Okay. Nintendo was what got me into this industry in the first place. I take my Switch with me everywhere.
Except to play EA games, but okay.
Right. What I will say is we will appear on any platform where there are customers and players. We believe that we want to be a part of the Switch and help Nintendo grow that install base. That's why you'll see FIFA, which by the way is really good this year. It's a full-fledged FIFA game for the first time, to be honest, on a portable device. Is it really?
Maybe on a portable, but it's not the whole game.
It has all the teams, so...
But at the same time, we have to look at it from a resource standpoint, and at some point, the numbers become a factor. So for us, it's about supporting the platform, building technology for the platform, testing it out with the big things like FIFA, and maybe a couple of others. We'll see. And if they go well, I see no reason why we shouldn't have as many of our portfolio on that platform as possible. I hope we get there. That would be my personal ambition. And just as a disclaimer, if you hear a baby in the background crying, that is my niece, and I apologize. She's downstairs being harassed by her father. Okay, so yeah, FIFA.
Somebody in my chat says EA, and I quote,
oh, I see.
Let's use a game based on a sport that isn't very popular in the region where Switch games sell the most by far to gauge interest for our entire library of games on the Switch. Makes perfect sense.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Krabby B, you are the MVP of the chat today, because that's essentially what was going through my mind.
They're not even putting NBA on it, and they're trying to reinvigorate that franchise, and they're still not putting it on the console. That's fucking crazy.
I'm just so tired of this whole, we just want to dip our feet in the pool but don't want to get in. Sounding like your typical I don't know. I'm just tired of it. It's like you can't. Yeah, you can't.
It really is.
It really is. I'm used to this, but it's just annoying. But like at the same time, it's like you can't use a game that not everyone likes and that's fairly niche to gauge your whole library. Like we're gonna use a fairly popular game, but not so popular to the whole variety of gamers out there, to gauge our whole library to see if people will be interested in what we bring. Stop it.
How silly is that? All the genres of games that they have.
They have so many games.
Like for example, like they have so many games that are built. Like, why would you use FIFA, for example, to try to gauge interest for like Dragon Age? Like, how does that?
I was gonna say Dragon Age Inquisition or something like that.
That would have been
way more sense. Yeah. It's more universal, you know.
Like if you use a universal game, I can go with that. I can get behind that. Okay, something more like people...
even more universal is like Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
universal.
Like
everybody loves Star Wars.
Who doesn't want to play Star Wars? Like if you can't use something that's fairly universal and not just niche to a certain genre of people who prefer certain genres of games, it's not gonna.
I just don't get why they don't put all their sports games then.
It's simple why they're doing this, because I got into like this little tit for tat on somebody on Player Resistance video, and I think he was from the UK. He talked like he was, so I was like, well, the only reason EA's chosen FIFA is because I think FIFA 17 sold like 15 million copies.
Right.
So this is by far their highest selling game.
Yes.
So they figure, like he said in his statement, they're playing the numbers game. This is the only reason you're even getting FIFA is because it's sold so many copies. They have to they're gonna at least do some decent numbers on the Switch because it's an appealing game, but mostly in the UK and whatnot. And first in that region, PS4 is king. Like it's super popular over there, and that's one of the reasons it sold. Because I think the PS4 version sold 11 million copies on its own.
Yeah, that's the bulk of the sales over there.
Right, and that had a lot to do with the UK region. So they're just looking at it from numbers, but they're not looking at it regionally. You know, they're not looking at the fact that that isn't going to be as popular over here.
Logically, that doesn't even make sense.
Switch isn't as popular in the UK as it is everywhere else. So that's another thing. So it doesn't make sense even on that level. It just, I don't get it.
I don't know.
That's just crazy. Like they should be testing the water with different genres.
Yeah,
not just
definitely.
one. Like you can't base your entire Switch support off the back of FIFA.
Right.
And then the title sitting up here saying others, and it's like, what others? You haven't announced
exactly what others.
So what others? Like you say, and others, but what are they?
So many games coming out in this year and early next year, and
which one of those others?
None of them are announced for Switch. So
There's one first-person shooter on Switch right now. Somebody could
freaking take the money out of that, like straight up.
We don't got Call of Duty. We don't got Battlefront.
Right. They could
Overwatch. None of those. Like you could totally clean the market on the Switch with a first-person shooter right now.
What shooters on the Switch?
There is none.
There is none.
Oh.
That's what we're saying.
I thought y'all said one.
No, with one. There isn't one, and one could clean up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you guys. Splatoon isn't it. It's not a first person.
Well, it's not first person.
Well, yeah, I know. Splatoon's third person. Yeah.
It's third person. People are like, oh, it's Splatoon. No, stop.
Oh, no.
No, Splatoon.
I mean, it's cute.
Splatoon is great.
It's great. It does what it does, but it's not a first person shooter. Like, right now, you could get Overwatch or the Lawbreakers, since they apparently did horribly. Like, they could probably do. Like,
Overwatch would be great.
Overwatch would be better, but I mean, like, there's
nobody want Lawbreakers.
I'm just saying they haven't done. Apparently, Lawbreakers sucks because they did worse than Battleborn, and that's saying a lot. So
I don't think it sucks. I just think
I don't think it sucks.
I don't think the game is bad. It's just
the game isn't bad.
No, like sales suck.
The sales suck. The game is pretty awesome. It's sad, unfortunately. But like they could have probably petitioned to talk to maybe Nintendo to get it on there, and people would have played it because what else you got?
The problem is they're a small studio, so they went to PlayStation because they have the install base. Like
that's
why it didn't even come to Xbox. Yeah, they tried to play the numbers, but like Cliff Basinski or whatever, like he's an Xbox guy. He made his name off Xbox.
Right.
Like, everybody traditionally, you would think
he would go to yeah.
But he chased the numbers, and look where it
got him. And look where it got him. Exactly.
But yeah, so maybe we can see some of these FPSs or something. I don't know. Yeah, you got some.
EA does have some really good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know, FIFA and
others.
Story mode.
We're gonna use a soccer game to determine
what we want to do.
On Switch.
Not only that, like this soccer game doesn't have a story mode, and it's not even using the current engine. So you know, equality, right?
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna help itself for sure.
Yep. Oh yeah, like everybody on Switch wants no story mode. Like that's the hot shit, right? And we definitely don't want the Frostbite engine. It's too scary for us.
That's hilarious.
We don't want the old engine. It's too scary.
Oh my god.
Well, they said they're testing their engines. Frostbite, I guess. It's one of. So we'll see. Maybe this fairy tale game that they have. Maybe that
imaginary game. Like you got to imagine, EA was one of the first people to have a dev kit.
You would think, you would think. But and then, like I said, EA, especially with Nintendo, this has kind of been their MO. Like
they're always very
N64. They dragged their feet, which is kind of understandable. That was an expensive console.
And it wasn't selling well, anyways. But this is a different story.
They came out with Madden 64, no NFL license, and that thing sold 800K on N64. And then the subsequent Maddens did really well. So I guess you could say they were waiting for the install base to get a little higher there, and you could say that for this too. But it's just like they just have a bad track record. Like
I don't see the effort from them.
I don't see the effort, right? Yeah, like. They supported GameCube pretty well, but that was a different time, That was a different era.
Yeah.
So
that
was the last time that they really.
I don't know. I would like some real EA support because, like, as much as people shit on EA, we shit on EA, but like they have good games.
They do. Yeah, they
do. And that's like.
And that is the unfortunate thing because we don't get
have my Star Wars. Like I can't.
Right. They own Star Wars for 10 years.
Right, and it's just like that's what upsets me because they have NFL license, they have Star Wars license, and that's the only way I can play these new games from these iconic franchises through EA, and it sucks because I can't play it on my favorite console.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people just want to play where they want to play, and if you don't have it there, and then you're mad because of the install base and all that, it's like you bring the games, man. That's all. Just
we're getting RBI baseball though. That's
okay, whatever.
Whatever that is.
I like RBI baseball. I have it on Xbox One.
Like I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not.
Looking one.
Yeah, it's more arcade. I think that's better for baseball because a lot of people don't really care for baseball and it's kind of tedious.
I like the campy type of like sports games that aren't really serious and stuff.
Yeah, arcade sports games are more fun.
Yeah, those are more fun. Like the serious ones are just like, boring. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Except
they're boring.
Basketball. I think basketball is different. I think sim basketball is still pretty fun. But like in football, I think sim football is fun. But like when you get into like the baseballs and the
actually realistic football is kind of fun. Like I played a few of those back in the day, but like I prefer, like I said, I prefer the arcadey type of stuff.
Yeah, but it's always Mutant League is awesome. It's like
yeah, that's what I like. I like
Street,
Mutant League.
NFL Street, NBA Street,
NBA Blitz, NFL Blitz. Those are the good ones.
We don't have that variety anymore. So
yeah,
just let it go.
Yeah, we don't get stuff like that anymore.
Man.
Yeah, they did.
That company that brought those games, and they didn't.
And NBA Playground did try. They did a good job. I like what I see. It's just
online. Ooh.
Yeah, it took them too long to get the online going.
Yeah, they waited too long.
All the mechanics that you're used to in the game offline completely flip online. Like,
oh really?
Like your shooting is off, everything is off.
Oh snap!
Like,
wow, that's
like me and Robert of Gaming with Me. We did a match, and it was so hard to even set up the match, the friend match, because you got to make a code. And then the code didn't work a couple of times.
Oh my god, fun times. Code.
I gotta put up that video because I recorded it. I forgot that I recorded that, and it was just like so tedious.
That shit was wild.
Like most of these games, you can't have these screwed up online. Like if your online screwed up,
like the other versions don't have that kind of online, right? Because it's on Xbox and PS4 and shit too, isn't it?
No, I haven't really paid attention. Yeah, I know it's on. Yeah, it's online for those too, but I haven't really paid attention.
Yeah, but you don't have to like make codes and all this other dumb stuff.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
No. Codes. We'll never.
It's all.
We'll never get away from the codes, you guys. It's here for life.
It's like a 3-digit code. It's not a big deal.
Still, it's a Nintendo thing.
Stupid. Weird. And here's the thing. Here's the worst part of it. You do the code, and it's like, oh, okay. You play the game. You play a match, whatever. It's like, oh, all right. Let's rematch. Nope, can't do that.
Oh you gotta do the code again.
You completely back out. You need to put a new code in. It's terrible.
That is horrible. That is not cool. No rematch.
It's like
makes no sense.
Remember what was it? Wii Sports Club? Oh,
yeah.
It's that. It's awful.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I'm just bringing back all the bad memories here.
That's funny. You want a rematch? Yeah, give me your code again.
I'll text you real quick with that new code. Just stay ready.
You're ready. Did you send it? I sent it 2 minutes
I'm sure
ago.
You got your phone.
I don't have a code. Fun times, fun times.
That's just wild.
We at least get a Nintendo, a Switch fans. We at least for our troubles get Shaq Fu for free. So
hell yeah,
that is gonna be fire, guys.
I was gonna buy Shaq Fu anyways, but now I
was so gonna buy this. I get it for free. Hell yeah. Alrighty.
I'm all about Shaq Fu.
I'm all about that. We gotta play that. That's gotta be a thing.
Shaq Fu was awful. Why do you guys?
It is the best game in all of gaming history.
I remember being a kid buying that game and being so excited.
I was totally excited. I enjoyed it all the time. I was great. It was so cheesy, campy that I loved it.
The controls were so awful.
I know it was horrible. I had a horrible experience, but because I had my I would play with my dad and my brother and stuff, and we were just talking crap about this game, but we made it so fun. So I have to get the Shaq food. I have to get Shaq too. I gotta get it. I'm gonna tell my dad too. I'm gonna be like, Dad, I'm coming home. Bring my Switch with me. I got Shaq food too. We're doing this. Go get Dennis. Let's go.
I wanted to be in that board meeting when they came up with Shaq Fu.
But honestly, they should have never done it. But because they did,
but Shaq Fu 2 looks really good though.
It looks good though, but it's going to be the same thing, I think, or it's probably not going to be as bad as that.
Not. I hope they don't do.
I hope it's not. I hope it's actually going to be good. But like, if it is still campy and like,
it'd be better if it was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up game.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would like that. That would be nice. I don't know.
And then each boss battle is just a basketball match. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god!
We had a really good. I guess it'd be a licensed basketball players game. Was Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City on Super Nintendo? That was awesome. Nobody ever talks about that game. That was a great game. And it's a side-scrolling like. Oh, you gotta check it out. Emulate it or something. It's
I've never been like a sports. I've never been like a sports person.
Well, it's not a sports game though. It's an action adventure game, and he has like he's dribbling basketballs through the whole game, and you use basketballs as your weapon. Like you throw them and you hit people with them. But it's cool because you get like power up basketballs. You get a fire basketball. You get a ice basketball. It's a pretty cool, and the graphics were great on it back then. So.
And what is it called?
Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City. It was like a weird
Chaos in the Windy City.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. That sounds interesting.
Check that out.
That sounds funny.
It's got great music. Like I said, the graphics were great for its time. So
now, if this becomes like my favorite game of all time, I know who to thank.
It's pretty cool. I loved it.
Okay. Well, I guess we can move on to the next topic. So there is a company of sorts. The Ojo aims to be the first dedicated Nintendo Switch projector. Could this be the ultimate Switch accessory? I don't know about that, but let's see. So we recently checked out an LED mini projector with the Switch to see if it was a match made in gaming heaven. The results provided to be quite pleasing with this projector coupled with the S-Bands adapter and Nintendo Switch. We were able to fit everything we needed into a medium-sized backpack before relocating at a friend's house. While the DB Power T2 was a good experience, it's still a bit of a cumbersome solution for taking around from one place to another. We were definitely intrigued then when we heard about the Ojo projector for Nintendo Switch. According to the manufacturer, it's currently in the prototype stage, but from what we can see, it's likely to be in a position to go into production before long. Billed as the world's first projector for the Nintendo Switch, the Ojo offers a 120-inch equivalent screen back up with 200 lumens, stereo speakers, built-in something about lithium batteries, and all necessary I/O ports. Sorry, you guys, I'm not savvy on this stuff. The users can, in theory, play their Nintendo Switch on a big screen whenever and wherever they want. So if you guys are going to like Comic-Con and stuff like that, and you're stuck in a hallway somewhere, just find you a nice little dark little corner, a wall somewhere. Throw your Switch in there and play, because that's all I can. That's the only reason I can see to use it. But also, you could probably use it at home and on the go for big parties and stuff like that. This is actually pretty interesting.
I like
Nia's showing it on her screen. I don't know. Alex is probably playing this video game, but yeah.
What makes it Switch specific?
Because it has a dock for the Switch.
So you can dock your Switch in it.
Dock your Switch in it.
Straight into a projector.
It goes straight into the projector.
Wow, that's dope.
I like this a lot.
This is interesting. You can see it on Nia's. There's no pricing right now. It's still in the beta stages of manufacturing. They're still testing it and all that stuff. But it's the price that's gonna make or break it.
Definitely
going to be the price that's going to make it break it. But so far, it looks nice. Looks sleek.
It's
really nice. And they show a video of it kind of playing the Zelda and stuff. So that's pretty freaking dope. So there's a little statement down here from the guys, the team. Yes, Ojo told us the following. We plan to go to Indiegogo for crowdfunding and expect to have 100,000 units sold next year. Our whole team have put great effort and investment into this project, and we have strong confidence that the product will be successful. So, like I said, it's going to be the price that's going to be the thing. So, if they're going to Indiegogo, I guess you can, help them with it and something like that, and whatever you spend money on, I guess they'll send you one or whatever, something like that, I'm understanding. It's kind of like Kickstarter.
If I had a projector, I would probably buy this, to be honest.
It is the projector, though.
Well, it is the projector, but if you had like a wall,
about like the screen. Like if I had the,
you don't need a screen. You can put it on the wall.
Girl, I ain't doing all of that. My setup is not made like that. This room is not built like that.
You better clear some walls then. Shoot. Buying a projector screen is a little much.
You want it to be clean. You don't want to see grooves and all that.
You know, like I have to have a straight up projector. Like I have to have one that's nice.
I'm sorry, but when you struggling like me, you take what you can get.
If that's the case, then don't get a projector. Don't get a projector. Because you have to have a
like the benefit is you just take it around with you. You're not gonna take a screen with you everywhere, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But some people do like projector gaming. Like the homie Digital just bought this big huge projector a couple of months ago because he's got like a whole room.
If you're gaming at home, then yeah, if you're gaming at home, I can understand that. But but the concept behind it is on the go projector gaming, like go to a friend's house or a convention or something like that.
It's just to make gaming more convenient with the Switch wherever you go.
I can see that too. But I know some people who go like OD hard body projector, like
but like you would get a real one.
Yeah, definitely.
You would get a nice one, like a high def one. This is
like it'd be a cool party thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
And you're just on the wall.
Does this one like kind of? Does it seem like it stands up to the current ones right now? Like as far as like projector.
I would imagine this is going to be fairly entry level.
Like
720p or something.
Yeah, something like that. Because just something to take around with you, right? It wouldn't be like a main.
True.
Because then it'd be very expensive, right?
Yeah. And if it's supposed to be something on the go, I don't think they would put too much expensive parts in there that would break right away.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what it is. It's an interesting concept.
Sounds really cool though.
It's really nice. It looks sleek. I like the way it looks, and I mean, it's good for if you're trying to just do some like menial kind of on the go.
That's just a cool idea in general. Yeah. I never even thought about something like that for Switch.
Definitely, and this is a good monopolization on their part. They saw this and they were like, hey, let's do this.
They're like, just keep in mind because like the Nintendo dock itself is what $90,
right?
So this thing is probably going to be $300, $400, $500, something like that.
Who knows?
They can keep it under $3. Like
that would be nice.
That would be nice.
$199 would be beautiful, but
really nice. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. I would definitely.
Because they said what 200 lumens? Is that what they said? That's kind of dark. But so I'm assuming it's like a fairly entry level thing. Maybe so they can do that 200. Who knows?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Because nobody, we all know what happens when your peripheral costs as much as your console. And Sony VR, we all know what happens.
Oh my! Can you go a podcast without casting shade?
He never can. He's the shade king. Like let shade be shade.
Sega 32X.
I'm just saying, people bring your like blankets and stuff, sit up under this shady tree over here. You
all of your hate mail to ActiveSyn Gaming.
None of this has anything to do with the rest of the.
We're gonna have to bring back that disclaimer because Alex cannot chill.
You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do on your screen alone, Nia? You need to put at the bottom disclaimer, all hate. Just scrolling at the bottom of the screen where our little icons are at, just have a little disclaimer in small little faded red and just scroll it across the screen. Just keep it right there. And then that way, whenever he throws shade, you just be like, as I said, disclaimer down below, direct off.
And you're set for life. Hate mail to ActiveSyn Gaming.
And it's inevitable. They always do, because I'm sure the trolls are on his chat right now.
I don't know what they're talking about. I'm too focused on this.
I'm not on the channel, so I don't know. Sorry guys, I don't know what y'all doing. So speaking of shade, oh Jesus. Remember, send all your hate.
Just by the way, this is something that Alex wanted to talk about, so send all of your hate mail to ActiveSyn Gaming.
It's not something. No, don't put him on the bus. This is not what he wanted to talk about. This is just something I found, and I thought we should still talk about because it's kind of sort of Switch related, even though it has a big flat Xbox One on there. So the Switch will have more exclusives in 9 months than the Xbox One has had in all of 2016 and 2017 put together.
Oh boy,
that is so shameful.
There's really no. I'm not reading this article. Like, there's so much here, but like,
God damn it! How do you hit this?
Oh my god. Okay,
it's
so it is.
It's true. There's no lie here.
I mean,
you can go down to the list where it has. All
yeah,
the
there's a list. So for the Xbox One, you have Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Quantum Break, Recore, Dead Rising 4, Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, Super's Lucky Tale, and Forza Motorsport 7. For Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Pokken Tournament DX, Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and plenty more to come. Like, that's just to start with. We Nintendo Switch has like 10 more than Xbox One in 2 years combined. Or a year and a half combined, I should say.
Yeah. Well, and then there's like you make the argument. Well, some of those are Wii U games, and then that's okay. So
we'll take Breath of the Wild. We'll take out Breath of the Wild then.
Well, no, that doesn't count because that wasn't a port.
You take out the Wii U games though, and then you take out the games that are also on PC on the Xbox side, and then you have 6-0.
Yeah, because like if you're not going to count something. If you're not going to count games that were ported from Wii U or launched alongside the Wii U, you cannot count the ones that go to PC.
Yeah, I think they did that in the article too.
Yeah, because that's severely unfair if you do it. Like, you can't use the Wii U ones, but we're going to use the PC ones. That's ridiculous.
Right. So this is a very long article, but that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's just bad. Like, they don't have first-party games coming for whatever reason. Who knows? Because they're focusing on hardware, I guess. But it's pretty bad. Pretty shameful. Since 2016, and Switch already has more exclusives in 1 year versus their 2 years. Like, that's crazy.
No, in the Xbox's defense, they at least get multiplats.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But we're talking about exclusives.
Right. That's
that's what the whole article's about.
The article is about exclusives. So
and that's what, and most people will say that they'll try to turn it toward the
right.
And it's cool. Yeah, it's right. It's cool, but I mean, it's the exclusives. So and that's okay. And I'm pretty sure a good portion of people
because you can get them on PC.
Exactly.
Right.
So that opens up.
Like you're better off getting the PS4 at that point because you'll get exclusives and multiplayer.
So it's like you either have a Switch and a PC, or you have a Switch or a PS4. You have a Switch, PS4, and a PC, and you just don't have the other guy.
You just don't need an Xbox.
You don't
until they start bringing out more games. Right. Yes, like I don't
for
know.
the most part. But
Xbox
but like we said, send all your hate to
How is this my fault? I didn't write the article.
I'm just saying because it's easier to send all the hate to you because you're the one always sending shade all over the place about Xbox.
Disregard my my recent my Xbox One is dusty comment. And focus on Alex.
I don't think anybody heard that. Why did you say that?
Yeah, I probably got stepped on with that one, so I just reiterated it.
I just sold mine. I decided I didn't feel like collecting dust and.
Oh damn. You didn't want to play Phantom Dusty and Doo-Doo Vince?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't need it. I don't need more utensils in my house collecting dust.
That's the thing. Is like the collector. I have sat here and just like, man, I need to get rid of this thing.
And it's and you know what makes it so bad? And I know people are thinking that we're trying to rag on it. Well, at least I don't know about on the other side of this. But for me, I'm not trying to rag. You're joking, I know. But for me, the thing that makes me upset about it is the fact that I had always been talking up Xbox One from like Jump Street. As soon as freaking Sunset Overdrive hit the scene, I got my freaking Xbox One. Where were those fools who kept screaming about how they were waiting for Sunset Overdrive? They were waiting for freaking Quantum Break. They were waiting for freaking Scalebound. Unfortunately, that didn't be a thing, but they haven't gotten one yet. I'm still hearing people talking about how they were going to get an Xbox, and they still ain't got one.
Guy has been saying it for like 2-3 years. He's been getting an Xbox.
And I'm just like, so you still don't have one, and now it's not even viable to get one. So you just basically were never going to get one. So that's just me. I'm just like, I was just upset because it literally was collecting dust. I literally only used it to watch, Netflix and all that stuff. And every once in a while, maybe play some, what was that freaking game? Ori and the Blind Forest and some other little
game
niche
kicks
games here
ass.
and there. Like that, like I will buy an Xbox One again for Ori and the Blind Forest, but I can play it on PC, I believe. So
PC,
Yep.
yeah, so there's no point. So
Yeah,
if I can play it, my thing is if I can play it on PC, what do I look like purchasing a what? How much is the thing now? Like you can get it used for like $100 now, literally.
The
Like the last
one?
time for that, just the original.
Yeah.
It
Must be like under 150, right?
At local GameStops, you can literally get it for $100.
Then nobody wants it.
Yeah, they're right now. They're asking you to sell your Switch.
Yeah, like
and
who
all
the
that
fuck's
stuff.
gonna sell their Switch to get an OG Xbox?
No, look, they're doing this. They say sell your Switch, your Xbox, the Xbox One, one whatever the frick thingy,
OG
and the Pro, the newer ones, the Pro ones, and they'll give you the OG one for free.
Wow.
So I'm gonna waltz up into a GameStop with my Switch and get me an OG Xbox for free, y'all.
That's just like that don't even make sense because like you can buy the Xbox One X for cheaper than the Switch.
Yeah, they're like $200 or something.
Yeah, like when they're on sale, they're like $200 and they come with like 8 games.
No, but you don't understand, Alex. I can get it for free.
Oh yeah. I guess so. I don't know
the collector in me is fighting the logic in me.
That's literally
you know what?
That's why
you know what, You know what, T? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I literally was having a back and forth argument with myself because the collector in me, the collector in me, or the gamer in me who loves to hold on to their games. I did it with the Wii U. I wanted to keep it. I did it with the Xbox One. I wanted to keep it. I was like, I know I may not play them ever again. I did it with my Wii. Literally, my Wii. I did this with. I had my Wii for the longest until I finally was like, you know what? Stop. Just stop it. You're not gonna pick you're never gonna play these games. You have backlog games, and I still have some of my Wii games. I still have some of my Wii U games that I'm just not gonna get rid of because that's the collector in me, and I can't help it. Bayonetta's my baby. I know I could get money for it when back then, but now I can't get nothing for it.
Yeah, it's not worth anything anymore.
It's not worth anything now, so it's like whatever. The time has passed. It's whatever. But during the time, I could have gotten a nice little chunk of change. But that's just me. Sometimes there's certain games I just want to hold on to, and certain systems I want to hold on to, and I wish I could, but struggles.
Because I look back and I'm like, man.
Sometimes when you get to a certain point,
games I traded off.
Yep.
I traded off Earthbound for
Doom.
No.
For Doom.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel your pain. I feel it.
Drives me insane.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain. No,
for Doom on Super Nintendo. That's
here. I'm gonna give you one better, just to make you feel better. Imagine yourself in a situation which requires you to take your Nintendo 64, put it into a dumpster with all your Nintendo 64 games, and jump on the next flight back home. Yeah, I had to do that once, and trust me, I was freaking mad. Like, I hate my brother today because of that. It's because of him I had to do it. But I had to literally throw all my games and my whole system in a dumpster because I had to leave that freaking night on an airplane to go home. It's an awful feeling. So I understand what you're feeling with having to get rid of stuff. But unfortunately, sometimes you just come to a point where you're just like, you know what, we could kind of gotta let go. And unfortunately, I had to let go of my Xbox. Like, I would love to keep it,
for a Switch because
it took you a while for you to come up with that.
I didn't have any money, and it was
she was arguing on Facebook. Yeah, she was on Facebook like, should I? I'm like, girl, you need to go ahead and do that. I did it because I needed to use it to buy my Switch as well. Got rid of my Wii U, got rid of some of my Wii U games, my Xbox One, some of my Xbox One games, and I got my Switch, and I'm okay with it. My heart hurts. I love my games, but I'm okay with it. I did what I had to do.
Yeah, I don't really have that problem. when I want to get rid of something, I just get rid of it.
You just get rid of it. So that's good.
I don't know. Like, a lot of these consoles, like, they get backwards compatibility, or you can rebuy the game. Or
you get the game again. Yeah. Like with Bayonetta, like I shouldn't have kept it because I knew I know we're gonna get. Yeah, I know we're gonna get it on Switch, but that's fine. It's whatever. I got it. It is what it is. Yeah. And it's not all it's not crazy for me because I still have a Wii U in the house that isn't mine, but I can play on it. Right. So I'm okay. It's like, okay, never mind. It's whatever. Get rid of this thing. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is kind of, I guess, cringeworthy in a source. So Nicholas trying to bring Night Trap to Nintendo Switch. And let me just go over this little article. It's a small one here, and then we'll be moving on to the next. Night Trap was a game that sort of set a tone and precedence within gaming that it was no longer just a child novelty and could provide entertainment for all ages, including adults. While primitive by today's standards, the game, along with Mortal Kombat, became the poster child for the ever-evolving game industry. Night Trap is being released on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam very soon with a 25th anniversary edition, but the Nintendo Switch wasn't getting any love. Nicholas, though, is looking to change that and is attempting to bring the game to the Switch. He tweets, hashtag Night Trap is sold out. Congratulations. How about a hashtag Switch physical version? Let's do it. Yeah, so... Night Trap anyone? Anybody ask for this?
So like he wants to help publish the game to come to Switch?
He wants it on Switch, I guess.
They're pretty big fans of Switch, Nicholas. They're being pretty good stuff.
Yeah. But in another article, Nintendo is keeping a decade-old promise to keep Night Trap off their platform.
Isn't that older than that?
Huh?
Probably more than that.
It's older than that. Decade
Oh,
old. That's
decade-old. Like,
this game is like 25 years old.
Yeah.
So basically, in 1993, Nintendo made a promise to the U.S. Senate that Night Trap will never appear on a Nintendo platform, which may be holding true today.
That's so funny.
So,
Days.
That's
yeah, that was back in the day. So there's like a whole bunch of tweeting back and forth between Screaming Villains and Tyrone Rodriguez, who was, I guess, part of the Nintendo team or whatever, and they're talking about how it's total bullshit, Screaming Villains, that they can't get their game on the platform, and Tyrone Rodriguez is like, I don't know who you're talking to, but it would be interesting to have it on the game, on the system.
So he doesn't actually have a clue if they can get it on the console.
Yeah, he don't know. He's just talking, trying to keep keep PR positive.
Let's try to do it, guys.
Yeah, he's trying to keep PR positive. But
this is happening a lot, though, I think, with Switch, where people are using it as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
Like, and not really have no real plans to bring it.
To do it or
noise,
yeah.
It's easy to make noise with Switch and
yeah, because it's everywhere.
Yeah, so
that's happening. Yeah, I think that's what this is.
It seems that way to me.
What is he gonna do? He's gonna go over and be like, "Yo, Kimishima, bro, you gotta bring it, bro."
Right? Like,
what's he gonna do?
What is this game even about?
Night Trap. It's not really. I mean, okay.
I've never played.
Show my age here a little bit, but Dana Plato, who was late 70s, early 80s TV show called Different Strokes with Arnold. What's his real name? Gary Coleman. What you talk about, Willis? Yeah. She plays like her and a bunch of other girls who are in this house, and basically there's these creeps or whatever, these guys that are trying to kill them and whatnot, and your job is, it's like a point and click adventure almost. Your job is to basically start these traps that will stop them from killing them. And it's a pretty bad. I have it on Sega CD. Bad. It's a pretty bad game, but it's novel. It's like
that
the
game.
era.
I had it on Sega CD too. Now I remember.
It's like the FMV era of gaming, which was pretty terrible.
Very terrible.
It's novel. It has that novelty of like really bad acting and really terrible video
now
quality.
I remember it. Oh, why did you remind me?
So it's novel. It has that historic reference where it basically was the game that started the ESRB.
What's so funny? My dad bought that game for me. And I didn't ask for it. He just came in the door. Here's the game. I'm like, what is this?
It's pretty terrible. I think I probably played it for 35, 40 minutes before I just stopped.
That's hilarious.
So bad when he saw it. He's like, what is this? I'm like, you bought it. He's like, this is garbage. Turn it off. I'm like, no, you bought it. It's mine now.
The FMV era was not the best.
Yeah, full motion video for anyone who needs to know.
Yeah,
but
full motion video. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Show
You're
my
fine.
age.
Oh man, that was funny. Hey, I got a game for you. Oh, thanks. What is this trash? You bought it. I don't know.
There was a lot of games like that on.
But yeah,
Sega CD.
apparently
I never
Nintendo
had a
went
Sega CD,
to the Senate with
unfortunately.
this. Back in the day, the Senate was involved with this back in the day. You know, back when gaming was starting to make its leeway, and they thought it was just exclusively for kids, so adult stuff started showing up. And essentially, the Senate was like, "Oh, gaming is, you know, warping children's minds. What do we do to protect our children?" And that's when the ESRB was a thing.
Like
yeah, of course they do, because they don't know nothing. But that's when the ESRB became a thing, and they started using that as a thing. And
did you guys see that study that said first-person shooter brains are gonna first-person shooter games are gonna ruin your mind or something? But platformers are okay for you. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, there was some article that came out.
That's weird.
Yeah, it said like first-person shooter games will rot your mind, but games like Mario platformer games actually help you.
I don't believe that.
How do you make that study? Like,
how do you differentiate that? They're all video games.
Yeah, they all serve a purpose. Like, first-person shooters is good for getting that aggression out, and you don't go actually GTA and mofos on the street.
Right. I'm playing FPS for like 25 or 26 years, and
I have never had the urge to go. Yeah,
I'm
like
crazy. So.
I mean, I guess they still think we're crazy. Like, all gamers around the world are crazy to people who consider themselves normal, and I'm just like, you guys are the crazy ones because you guys like to do the same old crap every freaking day. Sorry, no, that's crazy.
It's political posturing too. A lot of politicians use it to make a name for themselves. So.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do this for the blah blah.
Gotta protect
the children. Gotta protect the children. No, crossplay.
Lieberman famously used it. You know,
the children.
Name for himself.
Okay, so before we go to the final topic, I'm actually gonna let Mr. T kind of take the floor and express himself about his video last week. I guess there were some things that were said that were taken a little out of context, and he wants to kind of clear the floor and kind of give his information. So. Be my guest.
Cut y'all heads off. Y'all ready?
I had nothing to do with it. I didn't see the video. I said nothing. I plead the fifth. No, go ahead.
I think it was mostly by accident because, like I said before we started, it's like I think you started talking about my video, but then you kind of went off on a different subject.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was still talking about my video, so I just wanted to clear it up.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, my video was about talking about how sales can cure all, basically saying that sales will help blunt something that has issues. Like when it's selling well, you kind of like you let some stuff slide, if you will. And that was pretty much the basis for my video. Like it was just like I started off kind of with the jokey thing, and I want to give a quick background with that. When I started my channel, I started with the Mr. T action figure and doing the silly voice and all that, and that was great for a while. It was fun, but I realized I wanted to be more serious and talk about actual serious stuff, and I couldn't really come across serious using a silly voice. So I wanted people to take me more serious, so I started using it less. And using, when I want to talk about serious things, using my normal voice. So when I do comedy stuff, it's like, I'm a huge fan of like George Carlin and obviously Richard Pryor, and they're really good satirists.
The greats.
Right, and when I do comedy, I'm not saying I'm some comedian, or anything, but when I do comedy,
are pretty hilarious, dude.
They are hilarious.
Well, thank you. But I do them, and I don't want to edit myself, like, because when you start editing your comedy, as far as like, I don't want to offend this person, I don't want to sound like I'm talking about this person. When you start doing that, your idea becomes less funny and less funny. Right. And so I just try to put it out there. I don't intend to like offend anybody. But that people happens, get offended, especially in comedy. That happens. So,
definitely.
But that's not my intention. I don't go out there. I want to.
I don't think anybody does.
So but, I just wanted to say that. But
definitely.
So the beginning of the video is more jokey. It's like me basically making fun of Nintendo fans were I hate that, not hypocrisy, because it's not hypocrisy. That's not the word I want to use. But it's more of just not being able to see you doing similar things to other people. Like, I think I make fun of Nintendo fans because I know Nintendo fans. Like, I know how we are, and it's easier for me to do that than to, like, you know, rag on some other fan base and have them get all pissed off and deal with that. I just feel like Nintendo fans, for the most part, to me, it seems like are less sensitive about when you make fun of like our you know, our ways. So the beginning of the video is completely jokey and it's just like, you know, complete satire. But when I go into the video, my main focus is about the fact that, you know, with anything, I think when something is selling well, you kind of glaze over the issues with it. And I do that. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not excluding myself from that. I do that as well. And most of the issues within the Switch, like, you know, some of the not having certain features and all that, I don't care about as much. And I pointed that out in the video. Like, I don't really care that it doesn't have Netflix and all that kind of stuff, because I don't really plan on using my Switch for that. I know people do, but I don't. So my main gist of the video was to say that when something sells well, basically, you kind of let stuff slide. And that was it. And I think when you guys started talking about it, your thing was, it seemed to be more about, oh, this is why the Switch is selling. And I don't know if you really even realized that at the time. I don't think you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because my video had nothing to do with that. I know why the Switch is selling. Form factor, games, and the other one. Form factor, games. There's one more I wanted to do. Can't remember right now. But yeah, form factor, games, and marketing. That's why the Switch is selling, and selling way better than Wii U ever did. That's one, at least that's part of the reason why.
Right.
And so, but I felt like you guys kind of went into why the Switch is selling and why the Wii U wasn't, and it seemed like that what my video was about, and it wasn't. So that's all I wanted to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, apologies if we missed.
No problem. I mean, I know what happened. You're off the cuff, and you're kind of like, you know, going off.
We probably went off on a tangent on our own.
I don't think you meant to associate my video with that point of view.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we brought you on, to clear the air. We are all good for that. So
if it wasn't my anniversary, I would have been here. Yeah,
I know, right? So hopefully nobody took anything too much out of context.
Yeah, I think that I don't know, I can't speak for Alex and myself, but the next time we have a topic that is sparked from some topic going on in the community,
we'll try and get people
people on, and if they can't come on, then we won't talk about it. So that, because we, like you said, we're off the cuff, you know, we just kind of talk.
Yeah. So we didn't want to make it seem like it's like some kind of like, and some people try to turn it into beef, and it's not even like that. So so next time we'll be sure to have folks on who we're talking about the video about, or if they can't come, we'll just wait and hold off.
Yeah, we'll just hold
another time.
You know, Alex had to do his thing with the Wii U weirdo stuff. And
he
kind of went off in the.
Like I said, all of your hate mail.
And he ain't said nothing this whole time, and still we sending hate mail his way. That's
can't let the Wii U go.
Can't let the Wii U go. It's trash.
I don't know. It's a whole other.
It's true though.
It is. It's just.
Are there people like that? I think I've run into a couple of guys.
There's
it's like, okay,
I'm not buying a Switch. I'm upset. You know, basically.
It's fine, and you can be upset.
That, but I've seen people in the community.
I've seen people like that. Well, I'm not buying a Switch because this, and then the other, and because they don't have enough or something, and all. I'm just like, whatever.
I like to try to play devil's advocate, so maybe, you know, it seems like I'm just being overly aggressive. A crazy Wii U guy upset.
I don't get that.
Like I said in last week, I wasn't specifically talking.
Yeah, I know you said you actually did say that when you.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of Nintendo guys, and a lot of Nintendo guys still have this weird perception that the Wii U should have been successful, and you shouldn't like the Switch because it does some things the same way. And I think that's totally wrong.
I don't know, and I just have a different. I just feel like it's another Nintendo console. Why are you even upset at all? If you're a Nintendo fan, you should be excited. It's doing well. Why are you even upset? You can still enjoy the Wii U. Nobody's telling you.
If you like a terrible Wii U, that's totally cool.
That's fine.
Don't pretend like it's on par with the Switch. That's all.
Yeah, but
the Switch has Wii U games. Okay. Why? I mean, that's not a bad thing, you know.
Right, well, it's like
but that's no different from the other consoles.
Like the Wii U has all the Wii games. How's that any different?
The Wii U had Wii games.
Who would want to be to take all their Wii U games on the go and be able to
exactly?
Of course,
right.
Like,
so you mean to tell me you don't want Bayonetta on the go? You don't want Smash Brothers on the go? Pokken Tournament on the go?
As long as we're getting new games.
Exactly,
and we're still getting new games on top of that.
What would you rather have? Like, look at the Wii U's first year. We got what, new Super Mario Brothers U? That was it. Like, who the fuck wants that?
Nintendo didn't even. That's another thing. Is like I wanted to point out in my other video talking about GameCube and how Nintendo didn't know what to do with the GameCube. They didn't really have a focus for it. Right. I felt the same way about Wii U. It's like
definitely
you can tell when Nintendo doesn't know what they want to do with their hardware.
And that's what it was like with the Wii U. Definitely, it's like the hardware I didn't like at all. Nobody's downplaying the games. For the most part, they had some very decent games.
That's the only thing good about the Wii U.
And that's the only thing good about the Wii U.
They had an opportunity to make you like the hardware, and they didn't.
Yeah,
Nintendo themselves didn't really do anything with the gamepad. They didn't.
But at the same time, and they still didn't know what to do with it. Like they were confused, just as confused as everybody else was about it, because they kept saying you could play, off TV play and sorts of stuff, and how you're going to use the gamepad, and half the games didn't even use the gamepad. So it's like, wait, what? And when they did use the gamepad, it was a horrible use of the gamepad.
Didn't really go that far. Some people, it worked pretty well in my house, but a lot of people, you couldn't go in the next room.
You couldn't go too far. In my house, you definitely can go.
It didn't work that well in my apartment.
Yeah, it didn't either. Like apartments, it sucked. I'm sorry. If you're in an apartment,
that's all right. Like the general concept of the Wii U was just a flawed idea, and they never utilized it. A lot of third parties didn't utilize it.
You're being honest. That's what you would say. I mean, that's just
I
don't think it's trash. I think you. I think you're a little bit.
I think the Wii U is a shitty system that has good games, but that's just me.
That's fair. I can accept that.
like me personally, that's Alex and me. I'm on both things. Like I think the system had some good qualities to it, but they weren't monopolized by Nintendo because Nintendo was entirely too confused and entirely confusing with it.
I think that's the reason why I would say that it wasn't a good console, is because it wasn't utilized in a way that they said
that Nintendo claimed that they were going to use it. Yeah, because if they had made it more, if it was really supposed to be off TV play type of deal, I could go downstairs or upstairs or somewhere in my room at least, as long as I'm in the vicinity. The range was trash.
Yeah,
so
that TV play was cool and all that stuff.
It was a cool concept.
If you had the range for that, but it's like what about the HUDless games? You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't really that many of.
There wasn't. You had
and for me, it was about the
none of them were Nintendo games. Like none of them were Nintendo games. The best usage of the gamepad to me was Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Like the gamepad usage in that game was great. It was perfect, and that's like a third party game that kind of wonkily came out on the Switch or on the Wii U. Yeah. It had this weird release.
As far as the console versions go, that's the best console version. There wasn't enough stuff like that. But even the whole 2-screen experience, it just doesn't make as much sense at home.
For some people, I can see it doesn't work. Like for me, I use 3 screens regularly. I'm an editor, so I'm used to looking at multiple screens.
Right.
And most people probably aren't. So I had to come to accept that.
I'm used to a 3DS, so I can deal with the whole 2-screen thing. But the fact that one screen is in my lap, and one screen is in front of my face. It's like, wait,
that's the difference. Like the 3DS,
that's the big difference.
Screens are
both screens are right in front of you, but you got one probably halfway across the room, and the other one sitting in your lap. You're trying to figure out what to do on the little one for the big one to respond, and it's like, dude, this is too cumbersome. What is this?
And that's another glaring thing. I'm pretty sure we all saw the Wii U, and we were like, this thing is going to be like a console 3DS.
And I was excited for that.
Never happened. It never happened.
That's what I thought it was going to be
in the beginning, and then
that's what I thought.
And then when Xenoblade Chronicles X came out, and I was like,
this is how it should have been.
It took way too long for this.
This is how it should have been.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was another great game that used that second screen beautifully. Like I wouldn't want a Switch version because I love the way the setup is.
And I don't think it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work as lovely as it did for the Switch.
I feel like
it would still,
as well.
Yeah, it would just be it would be very different, definitely.
Yeah.
But
that was the main thing. That's why I made that video about 3DS and
gotcha.
How the Switch or the Wii U. I keep saying Switch. How the Wii U should have had like a 3DS player. You know, the way Super Nintendo had a Super Game Boy and
all that stuff.
GameCube had the Game Boy player. That would have made a lot of sense because then even if Nintendo wasn't making new games on the or at least Wii U games, you could have had a really cool usage for that second screen.
I think that also would have kind of helped like bridge the gap between the devices as well. You know, like if you've already got an ecosystem of people who are already accustomed to using your products, make the connection between how this works over here in the Wii U to the 3DS.
There's always this weird disconnect between the two.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that the Switch is what it is, because it's pretty much a culmination of everything awesome about Nintendo, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
there's no it obliterates that. There was a lot of 3DS envy during the Wii U years.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of emphasis on the 3DS.
That's where the games were.
I was a 3DS, and I have a 3DS, but I was a 3DS hater.
Why can't I play this? I was with you. Like I it made so much sense. Why wasn't Luigi's Mansion? Like that should have been a Wii U game.
There's like a lot of 3DS games that should have been.
There's so many of them. Hopefully we'll get there's a lot.
Should have been a Wii U game.
Yeah. Or even like cross game, like they don't have to only be on Wii U, but like
like they would have offered them on both. That would have been
great.
That would have been a great selling point for the Wii U.
I would still love that now for the Switch.
Million or so.
I would too.
Take some of those 3DS games, bring them to HD, put them on the Switch. Like
that
would be
Fire
great.
Emblem Echoes on the Switch.
Not happening. You don't get it.
Want that on the Switch.
No, though.
It's whatever.
Alrighty, let's get to our last topic here.
The Warriors game?
No,
the actual.
The real one. Yeah, that's next year though.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's coming. That never happened on Wii U.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Optimize it, please, and thank you. Anyway, so Nintendo is being sued for Switch patent infringement aimed amid calls for sales ban. Oh God, Nintendo's always getting sued. Like this ain't nothing new. But Nintendo is being sued for copyright elements of its Nintendo Switch console, allegedly infringing patents held by GameVice. GameVice, which designs clip-on controllers for mobile phones and tablets, has called for a complete sales ban of the popular console, as well as damages. A court filing in California claims Nintendo's sales of a successful Switch console have caused damage and irreparable injury to GameVice. Nintendo, so Nintendo has reported unprecedented interest in its Switch console. More than 5 million of the devices have been sold to date, making it the fastest selling console in the company's history. Nintendo has struggled to keep up with demands for the portable gaming device, which includes support for games such as Zelda. GameVice claims the design for the Nintendo infringes its patents in the design for the Joy-Con controllers, which clip either side of the Switch's main screen. GameVice's patent for Similar Mobile Gaming Controller was originally granted in September 2015. It released its WikiPad tablet controller in 2013, which allowed tablets to slot into the console. It later released the GameVice controller for smartphones in 2015. As of May this year, GameVice has raised $12.5 million from Silicon Valley investors. The company, which was co-founded by Oculus VR executive Brendan Eber, has hired leading Silicon Valley lawyers for its case. The game, this is quotes, the GameVice game controller is designed to work with both Apple and Samsung devices and includes a collection of traditional gaming controls, allowing gamers to play hundreds of video games on their smartphone and tablet devices, the company said in its filing. While GameVice, this is the last part. So while GameVice patent is for a combination of computing devices and game controller with flexible bridge section, the Nintendo Switch does not contain a bridge. I know, right? does not contain a bridge element between its two Joy-Cons. GameVice's suit alleges that the Switch itself acts as the structural bridge on the console. Oh my god. Earlier this year, Nintendo beat expectations by posting first quarter operating profits of 16.2 billion yen compared to a loss of 5.13 billion yen in the same period last year, largely blah 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 blah. So that has nothing to do with the lawsuit. So anyway, yeah, GameVice. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be so bad for them. Like, I'm looking at the patent, I'm looking at the thing. It has a bridge that goes underneath for the tablet and goes on both sides and it doesn't look anything like it looks similar. I get what they're coming at, but at the same time, it does not have the technology that the Joy-Cons have at all.
Right.
Like the
they're
technology.
Just talking about form factor.
They're just and they're trying to take it way past that. Like, you can't. The Joy-Con
patent trolling.
Yeah.
And the worst part is their conditions is that if they win, Nintendo has to cease production of all Switches. Like, are you kidding me?
Like
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Like, they're going above and beyond. Like, I can understand trying to get a piece of the pie. Oh, we're gonna sue them and get some money and then walk off into the sunset. Cool, whatever. We still don't know who you are and care. But like, now you're trying to.
I mean, that's
essentially why they're doing this.
That lets you know exactly why they're doing it. They know they have zero case. This is a total publicity stunt.
It is, and it's going to be bad.
Product.
Nobody's going to buy it, though.
They about to lose a lot of money.
They about to lose a lot of money. Like, people are not going to like them
for damages and because they can do that. They can countersue and say basically they drug them through the mud with this.
And knowing Nintendo, they might do it.
They could totally do that
as well.
And
they could use that money to get those fucking parts they need so we can get more Switches. Hey, this is beneficial. Looking good.
Yeah, this is a complete patent
publicity stunt. Yeah,
publicity stunt. Like I said, and they have zero chance of winning. Like, they might have a chance if they actually made the device that you attach the thing to, which they don't.
They don't,
which is pretty important. For the patent.
It just goes to phones and tablets. It's just the controller, and you're trying to sue them for the complete system.
Aren't there other companies, like third-party companies?
That's the thing that's so weird.
Everybody makes attachments to go on.
Yeah, there's a lot of attachments out there.
Companies on Amazon that make these same controllers that look almost identical.
And you ain't trying to sue them, right?
You ain't suing them, but
you're trying to sue Nintendo.
Are they not trying to sue them? They praised the Switch in the beginning. The CEO was quoted in the beginning when the Switch first came out, saying this is a great product.
The GameVice people?
Yeah, the GameVice president. I think it was the president.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Then this is very. Then this is wholeheartedly
fishy. This case is a complete joke. Like,
this is
they're gonna bring that out in court and be like, "All right, case dismissed. Get out of here." Matter of fact, pay Nintendo for wasting their time.
Right? Like, that's crazy.
Like,
they have no.
They don't have a case because you don't make the tablets themselves. You don't make you just make the controller, and the controller is just a hollow thing that's sits on the freaking platforms, and
they're saying
work independently of the tablet, or
no, it does not. It just works for the tablets and phones. That's it.
That's crazy.
Like, the thing that I don't understand is, like, they're trying to sue Nintendo for damages. The Switch is not a cell phone,
right?
So how does this affect their cell phone attachment sales?
How does this affect their sales at all?
Like, if the Switch was just a tablet, and then they suddenly they're trying to make their little, I guess, handheld thing.
That's like saying if Apple, with their new iPad, it came with a controller attachment, Nintendo's gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking sue you." Like, what the fuck?
It's nonsense.
It's nonsense. Like, it's just a controller attachment. It's not like and even if you want to even take it that far, Nintendo invented all the buttons that are on the controllers that they use.
The D-pad that's on that.
Yep.
So, should Nintendo sue them for using their controllers?
That's what I'm saying, because Nintendo came up with these freaking controllers first. Like,
wild.
You wouldn't even be making this little handheld thingy, whatever device, if it wasn't for Nintendo. So, what? I would just put that in court. I'd be like, hey, by the way, y'all do realize we are the people who kind of sort of invented the, controls the way they are.
But yeah, this is definitely like a publicity stunt. They're just trying to get their name out there. They try to make some quick cash because the Switch is selling well.
And there's going to be a lot more people that are going to come out of the woodworks. Because, please tell me, does anybody even know who GameVice is? Did they ever hear of them until now? I never did. I didn't even know about these.
I kind of remember them because I remember thinking. I think it was probably 2012, maybe 2012.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
I remember seeing the device. I was probably just cruising YouTube or something and came across a video where they were demoing it.
And then what's even more funny?
But it's like I never cared for those mobile games at the time, so you know, wasn't compelling enough because of that.
The term WikiPad sounds familiar to me. I feel like I've heard WikiPad.
Like I think I've heard of WikiPad. Yeah, I remember hearing that, but
that was their device. That's what they claim is similar to the Switch, the WikiPad, which they gave up on because it was a massive failure.
Gamepad.
Yeah, they gave up on it, so you can't sue for something you gave up on.
Well, who knows? Whatever. They think they believe they have a case. We'll see. They're like Nintendo's gonna bury these dudes.
They don't
have a case, and it's gonna be very bad for them if Nintendo.
There's only two people walking this earth that think they have a case: the CEO of this company and Kid Smooth. Nobody else thinks these dudes have a case.
I saw it coming.
The CEO thinks he has a case. I think he knows.
He just wants free money. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
and usually what happens in these cases is that the companies that being sued, they don't feel like dealing with nonsense. They usually just do a settlement and get it out of there. And that's what you have all these patent trolls, and that's what they do. They come up with all these patents.
It's a waste of time to stay in court. So it's like,
but Nintendo is known to not do that.
Nintendo don't care. They'll fight.
Well, like these guys went too far. They said we want you to cease production.
They want to cease and desist.
That's crazy.
Wow. You went like, way beyond.
Maybe they could have got some cash out of Nintendo if they just said, "Look, we just want some royalties and some shit for damages." But these guys said, "We want you to stop making the Switch." They're done now.
You have no.
This guy's gonna be filing for unemployment. He's gonna be begging for scraps on the street. Like that's what's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
That is
in the Trump administration.
Like you just ended your freaking career with this one. Like this is a career ender for them. Like straight up.
R.I.P. GameVice.
R.I.P. GameVice and whoever was backing them. Who was backing them? They probably backing out of this. Like no, they're the ones that actually. They brought the lawyers in. Actually, who was it? Let me see.
Silicon Valley.
They brought some lawyers in. They're probably gonna pull their lawyers and back the hell out.
These guys had what, $12 million? We're talking about versus a company that has billions.
Yeah,
you're not gonna win. It's
12.
The same thing.
You just lost that money.
You're never gonna beat Nintendo in a lawsuit unless you're like Microsoft, who has more money than anybody, or Apple. But like most companies,
then you just only have a chance. It's not guaranteed because you don't have a case to begin with.
Yeah.
Especially when you're outgunned and you're just a small company trying to go up against Nintendo with frivolous claims.
$12 million.
Nice try.
Yeah.
I mean,
they definitely got some balls, man. You got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, they got the cojones.
I mean, kudos to you on that, but you about to be broke. You about to be so broke.
I'm gonna see this guy trying to sell his little controllers on the sidewalk, man.
All you Nintendo fans who are wigging out, freaking out that you're not gonna have a Switch. Stop. It's okay.
I wish people would stop. That's so funny. People flip it out. Oh no, we're not gonna have Switches. Like the only reason Switches right now is not because of this lawsuit, it's because of the freaking Apple stuff. They're trying to get parts, and that they have, and obviously Apple's gonna be the first.
I thought that was really funny lately,
though.
But they got some more coming out, so
they've been getting more lately. Maybe the company they bought them from has ramped up production.
Oh, also I heard on the grapevine that people, the company that Nintendo actually is getting the parts from is actually going bankrupt.
What?
Yeah, well, they're not bankrupt, but they're
not bankrupt, but they're filing.
They've been losing money.
They've been losing a lot of money or something like that. So I don't know. They're probably gonna have to look elsewhere anyway. So hopefully, whoever they look for
the screen that they use.
Yeah. So they're probably gonna have to look elsewhere. And that's not that big a deal.
Yeah,
I'm sure they can find somebody. I hope they find some really good people in niche, so they don't have to be over here fighting for parts and whatnot, but who knows?
Because the reason that the company is losing money is because that company used to supply screens to Apple for the iPhone, but iPhone is changing their screen this year. So they're not using that company anymore. so they are bleeding money.
That's crazy.
Well, then maybe Nintendo could help them.
Like, can you imagine relying on one company that hard?
That's
bad.
That is bad. They put all their eggs.
Go bankrupt if Apple decides, nah, we'll do somebody else.
Yeah, they put all their eggs in one basket.
Any year, like
anytime they want. Yeah.
Why would you put all your eggs in one basket? Like
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo could help them. I doubt it, but
I mean, they could get. Well as it is,
you would think they would be able to get more.
As successful as the Switch is, you're not.
Yeah,
putting out.
You're not gonna get numbers. No, we're not talking Apple numbers.
We're talking millions versus hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the problem with most companies today. It's all about growth. You gotta grow every year on year, and it's just like you can't sustain that. You know, you can't sustain that as a company. What's wrong with making good money? You know, why do you have to grow every year? And that's why these companies implode, because they can't.
I wouldn't have put all my. They literally put all their eggs in one basket. And now Apple's like, oh, we're moving on to the next person, and it's like, you don't have any backup. You had no contingency plans. Like, what kind of business are you?
What are you, Nokia Engage?
Like, how you talk about shades and all your hate to Mr. T this time.
No, there's no Nokia Engage fans out there. I'm not worried.
No, I know. You're safe. But I'm just saying, like, all your eggs in one basket, now they're imploding on you and you have nothing to fall. No kind of nest egg, no nothing. Like, and even if they do like stick with Nintendo and Nintendo could keep them fairly afloat, it's not going to be for long, because the Switch isn't going to keep its momentum for
they're going to have to downsize whatever their workforce
they're definitely going to have to downsize. Ugh. Well, who knows? Maybe we get more Switches out. Hey, Apple's leaving the, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe we can get some more Switches. Yes, that is Mr. T. So, we're hitting fuckboy hours. We don't really have time for questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's 9:40. I got things to do. I mean, does anybody have any questions that are relevant? And I can't see your freaking chat at all, Alex. I don't know why, so sorry.
What are you talking about? I see it.
No, I'm just saying on my screen I can't see it. I don't know why it's not showing up. I've been refreshing this whole time, so I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. So. You got some questions on your end? Yes.
Let me look, I guess.
For Nia's side.
Arfan Ali says Xenoblade is in testing stage right now. Is it coming out this year still? So far they say it's coming out
this year. They still saying it's coming out. They're just doing finishing stuff. They said they're just it's testing phase, so it's coming.
Do you think that Philips will sue Nintendo for the Switch?
What?
Troll questions.
Does Philips still exist?
Yeah, I mean, they make like light bulbs.
Oh snap!
Your light is inside of her.
I think this question right here is for T. Muhammad Alavi says Juice's Loose versus Real Talk Podcast Splatoon League battle.
Who wins?
Yo, they don't want this fade.
Let's do this.
Oh, that would be interesting to watch. If y'all decide to do it, let me know. I'll watch.
Only way that Real's podcast people can win is if his wife is playing for him.
Right?
Oh, damn!
Talk about
the bird.
His wife plays Splatoon all day. She's probably a beast.
Oh, no, but she's better than him because he's...
Oh, Real, you suck. Kingdom Gamer says is Sonic Mania a must-have?
Oh yeah, that's fun.
If you're a Sonic fan, definitely.
I mean,
it's not
like
it took a Sonic fan to make a better game than Sega.
But you know, has anybody seen Real's little
his
thumbnail
for his
oh my
Sonic
god,
Mania
that was
unboxing.
freaking hilarious.
Okay, Real Gamer is like, I'm not a Sega fanboy. Your thumbnails every time there's good
your
Sega
thumbnails
news
say otherwise.
Dude,
he is such a Sega fanboy. He can't help himself. It's okay.
It's so funny.
It's
hilarious. That Kmart smile.
Oh, he's a refugee Nintendo fan. Let's just
right. He's a Sega refugee.
Yo, he's Sega first. If Sega came back, your first video would be, yo, fuck you, Nintendo.
straight up. It would be a
Sega's back,
Sega Nintendo. It would be Sega Nintendo fights all over again. The whole Sega does what Nintendo don't all over
apparently
again.
there's one of those there's an Easter egg like that in Sonic Mania somewhere.
I bet it is.
I gotta find it.
Wow.
I bet he would do that.
I miss those, but those are like those were the fun type of console wars. Like they weren't real.
Oh, yeah.
They were just fun and silly. And every time you come on screen, you would see Sega doing something.
That shit's funny. Like the stuff they do now is not entertaining.
It's not interesting at all.
No,
it's
a bunch of 40-year-old dudes playing.
Just nonsense.
Playing
Like
console.
yeah.
Talking about graphics all day.
Any real questions, or shall we just close this thing? Because fuckboy hours.
Let's go ahead and close.
Let's go ahead and close. Yep, right. And I got things to do. So we're gonna go ahead and let Mr. T let you know where to find him and all his informations. Go.
Oh, I don't even remember. Just put Mr. T in YouTube. MIZZAH /TEE. That's the same on Twitter if you want to follow me there. And that's usually my handles for like PS4 and Xbox One as well. So pretty easy to remember. So yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's awesome as always.
No problem,
man.
Play Nintendo foods.
Yeah. Glad to have you on. We'll love to have you back. Nia, go ahead and let us know where to find you, what you're doing, and all that good stuff.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nia, the video game her. Sorry if I sound like I'm a little out of it today. I haven't really been very talkative. I'm just tired. Like, I gotta do job. School is about to start, and I'm just
listen to this bum. She's had the whole summer off, goes to work for 1 day. She can't handle it.
I've been at work for 4 days, okay? And we're getting the school ready for the kids to come back, okay? It's a lot of work, okay? It's a lot of work on your body. It's a lot of work on your mind, okay?
It is a lot of work on work and PTA, and it is draining.
Over here ragging on this child. Leave her alone.
Like, dang, you don't know my struggle.
She's tired.
You don't know my struggle. Like, you can find me on Twitter at TheVideoGamHer, YouTube TheVideoGamHer, and Twitch is Nia Loves Ninty. Yeah. So that's all for me.
And Shade King himself, go ahead and let us know what you got going on.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? Active Sin here. It's another fun week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. Yeah, get this Sonic game. It's good. I don't care where you play it. Just get it, because I think we should be buying good games, not buying shitty ones. But yeah, this was fun. Good to have T on again. We got to sort out that little Wii U nonsense, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we're doing Real Gamers podcast this week. We didn't do it last week because Real was like just too busy. But other than that, I might do a video about that whole Xbox thing having less exclusives. I personally just find that to be hilarious. So that you might get a video about that. But other than that, follow on Twitter at ActiveSynGaming. And join our Discord channel. It's it should be in my description. But yeah, we're always in there just chatting, so that's fun. Other than that, that's about it, I guess.
You'll find a lot of trolling there. And I am your host, Coupon Strives. You can find me on my channel, Coupon Strives, on YouTube, or on Twitch at Coupon, or Twitter, Coupon, and on Facebook, Coupon Strives. Anything Coupon or Coupon Strives, you'll find me, because god dang it, you'll never find anyone like it. I'm struggling. I'm doing what I do. Struggle stream. Might stream tomorrow some more Hatsune Miku, maybe some Paragon, some Overwatch, because events are still going, and eventually I'll get on Splatoon. I know. Stop. I know. I have the game and I still have yet to play it. They still waiting. They still waiting for me to play some Samurai. So one freaking days I'm gonna open my freaking.
I don't think it's open today though.
Not today.
Yeah, we're waiting for Nintendo to play Salmon Run too.
Or sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you can find me, and that is the podcast. And we don't have any kind of outro type music or sound effects. So.
Oh damn.
Thanks a lot, Google.
So bang bang, Switch gang. Yeah.